My name is Bethany again. This is Paige, our research analyst, and back there is the rest of our group, Lauren, Jess, and Shelby. So, obviously, we're working with the Butler County Humane Society, and the very first thing we wanted to do was find out more information when we first learned that we would be working with you. So, like you know, we've been in to visit a few times to play with the animals and things like that and kind of get a better feel for the organization and the business itself. So, go back. Thank you. Our very first thing that we found was that Butler County Humane Society is the primary place of animal care in Butler County. So that was definitely one thing. We'd heard of Animal Friends and things like that, but we learned this is really the place that people go. They focus on the education, safety, and health of all animals, and they offer a variety of services that we weren't really aware that the Humane Society did, besides just being able to adopt there, that you could go and volunteer for the spaying and neutering, the training, the microchipping. That was all kind of new information to us, so we thought that was very cool. So, we wanted to stick with the Because We Care. It's right in the logo, and we definitely think this is a great message to send out to everyone that's looking at Butler County Humane Society. And what we want is for them to associate Because We Care with the Butler County Humane Society. So if you saw the logo, you would know what it belongs to. So we plan on implementing this message in everything that we've put out, such as like the publications, through the website. As you can tell, we kind of have it in the corner of every slide. So we definitely think that's something to kind of attach it and kind of brand Butler County Humane Society with that Because We Care message. So we want to show that they care not only for the animals, but for the community as well. So when we first met, some of the things we had discussed were our goals was to educate the general public about the Butler County Humane Society, to update the current publications we have right now, to update the website, and establish a plan to hopefully retain volunteers and donors. So, our first thing we had to do was head out and do some research. Our main research goal was to discover who our public was. So in our initial meetings with Jill, she had kind of mentioned that senior citizens were the best to reach out to, that they were the ones that volunteered, donated, attended events. So we thought, let's start there. So what we did was we distributed surveys to the Slippery Rock Community Center. They do Silver Sneakers programs and different things like that. So we had a variety of them return surveys to us, and this is kind of what we found. The first thing we asked was what the main source of media they used, and we found that most of the senior citizens used newspaper and TV to receive information about events. So, with senior citizens, since they're often retired, we thought these would be the people that should be coming out and doing things like that, and a good chunk of them do. 70% of the ones surveyed said that they do attend community events. So when we asked if they had attended one pertaining to Butler County Humane Society, 95% said no, and 5% said yes. Now we realize this is in Slippery Rock and not necessarily Butler, but we definitely think it's valuable information that maybe we could be looking somewhere else. So when we asked if they would be interested in attending an event, 70% still said no. So, and it's sad. So what we wanted to do was figure out who we could reach out to see if they would be more willing to help, who would be the most willing to help us out. So then our logical next step was to move on to families. And we did a series of surveys. We went and stood outside of Walmart and Petco and Bottom Dollar and different places in Butler. And we just handed out surveys right in the parking lots and got them to tell us what they thought. So again, we asked about the newspaper. It's about half and half, so we thought that that was interesting. And then do you have a Facebook? 83% of the people we surveyed said that they did, which definitely is great since Butler County Humane Society's Facebook page is so strong. And then when we asked if they'd heard of BCHS, 77% said yes. And then we asked if they had ever volunteered, donated, or attended, and 59% said no. So we thought this is a good place to look. And then we asked if they would be interested. 46% said no, but otherwise, other people, that's still about a half and half. We could reach out to that group. So then when we moved on, we went and looked at college students. And for this, we conducted 2 focus groups at Grove City College, and we reached out to a sorority and a fraternity because both have to do philanthropy work. So in our focus group, we found that the majority of students were completely unaware of Butler County Humane Society. And we thought this would be a great opportunity for us to reach out to them. And they said the best way that they find out about events and different volunteer opportunities and things like that is through Facebook and through flyers on campus. So we thought that was great since that was one of our goals that we had discussed to update that. So one of the things that they had said was that they pick their programs that are close to their hearts or something that they have a passion for, and a lot of it is tradition. So when we talked about retaining volunteers and donors, we think this would be a great place to start, because if they're starting here and we do it for 1 year, maybe it'll roll over year after year, and we can create a relationship between the Butler County Humane Society and one of these groups on campus where it'll be able to be every single year. So when we discussed our tactics, we talked about a list of media contacts. We took a lot of new photos that we can give to you. The website redesign, social media campaign, and publication redesign. So we're going to take a closer look at all of those. The list of media contacts we have started to work on, it's going to include radio stations, the Butler Eagle, and the different university publications, since this is one of the publics we thought we could reach out to. So there's a newspaper at Grove City, Slippery Rock, and at Butler County Community College. So we've definitely been looking into editors and different people that will be able to help out, where we can send them a quick press release and they'll be able to publish your information for them. And like we said, since colleges are a huge place to contact, we looked into Slippery Rock, Grove City, and BC3, and there's all of these different organizations that are constantly seeking for volunteer opportunities. So we think this is definitely somewhere to take a closer look at. All right, so one of our huge things was the website redesign. I know we had talked about using the Yahoo site and everything was getting costly. It was hard to do the coding and things like that. So we wanted to talk about some of the different hosted sites that are available, that they're going to be easy to use. They have templates already available, so you'd just be able to type in your info and it would be right there. And it's going to be less expensive, which is great. So the first one we looked at was yola.com, and this is just kind of what we can do and where we can go from there. That you can put in all of your social media links, where it'll quickly take you to the Facebook page, and you can put in an event calendar, so then you'll have everything set up. If they click on what's happening Saturday, October, they'll know exactly where and when to go. It's a modern theme and simple layout. You can see all the different tabs at the top. That's definitely something we want to implement with the website, so it's easy to navigate and easy to find things. The contact info is easily laid out at the bottom, and that's going to include links to email and everything like that. And there's also an easy donate button, which is definitely what we're looking for. Another opportunity we have is Weebly.com. And that again has the social media links, and you can also use the site search, where if you're looking for spay and neuter information, you can quickly type it in the top, and you won't have to kind of search around the whole website for it. Again, with the tabs, the contact info, and the quick contact us form, we definitely think that one of these hosted sites is definitely the way to go, and we can talk more about that as far as how we want to go about doing it. When we looked into the social media, since Facebook was such a huge thing that people looked at in families and in college students, this is what they primarily use. And the Facebook page we were definitely impressed with, as we discussed. You guys update it regularly, and it's a solid way to use two-way communication between you guys and our public. So if they have a question, you guys can easily respond, and that's definitely something that's working, so we want to maintain that. Another thing is the Twitter. I know we talked about that, and we still haven't found it, so I don't know if that's something you want to use. we can definitely help you out with that. And if not, we could just consider focusing on the Facebook. Since it is so great, you can just keep pushing along with that. Publication redesign. We talked about introducing a color scheme. I know you guys kind of did like the navy and gold, which we tried to like implement throughout this. And just so everything's consistent, when we talked about branding the organization with a logo, a message, and colors. So when they see these things, they're going to associate it with Butler County Humane Society. So like I said, the Because We Care message, we want to put that on everything. And we talked about updating the brochures, the sponsorship packets, and creating templates for press releases, for working with the newsletter, so it's all very simple to use, so you can quick put in information and it can go out in a quick fashion. And then, like we had talked about the business donor information packets, we're really excited to work on those as far as putting in like a quick fact sheet about the organization and then putting in the different information regarding how they can donate, maybe including like a return envelope and putting it all in like a nice professional portfolio kind of thing, so we're putting out the right image. If you have any questions, Hal, we love Hal.
Adopted, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
And so Shane is the other one.
Oh,
Really don't
well, that's good.
Yeah. You guys want it.
I love it.